Shout out to Ray, DJ, Quadir, Wani, Tony, Chet, Lisa, Goddess. So y'all coming up in the space. So shout out to everybody that's coming up in the space. Somebody got a little bit of feedback.
What's up, everybody? Reparations up.
Hey, reparations, everybody. What's up? Yeah, DJ, Newstoter, Raymond.
What up,
how y'all doing, brothers?
We doing pretty good, bro. How you doing? We're going to be getting ready to start this thing shortly. We plan on having an interesting conversation tonight, so I appreciate everybody that actually came up into the actual space tonight and whatnot. You know, a lot's been going on in the past 48 hours and whatnot. So we just want to go ahead and have this space.
Yes, man, we need to have it, man, because, shit, brother, I tell you, it's been crazy out here on these spaces here the last 2 days.
It's been real crazy, and, you know, I wasn't in this space that happened a couple of days ago, but my name was brought up and drugged pretty good and stuff. And, you know, like I say, seems like we kind of forgot the role. I know we have different roles in the new black media. Everybody has their own role. Everybody does their own thing or whatnot. My role is to do the curation of the news. You know, I don't tell anybody what they should do or how they should do their platform or how they should handle their people and their followers or this and that. Here we curate news, okay? We curate news. We don't write the news. We don't publish the news. We curate it. And we curate it better than probably most people, you know, other curation sites. So the simple fact that my name has been coming up, New Black Media's name has been coming up, and there were a number of pull-ups that went on throughout the country. And, you know, we hosted 2 pull-up spaces. We hosted the Florida pull-up space right here on Newstoter. Then me and DJ, he had a Facebook. We did a pull-up technical space to show people how to live stream on Facebook. We also shared that content on the YouTube channel. You know, so the whole thing, Quadir, DJ, Aunt Lai, a number of them last week was in the New Jersey space. We had a space going on here. Quadir and me was talking. He was talking about New Jersey. We ended that space, and we had a recap of what went on in New Jersey. So I don't really understand the whole thing that, you know, people forget one thing, that Newstoter is a curation platform. It's over 30-some thousand posts on Newstoter, okay? You know, we post news and curate news from over 30-some odd sources daily. Right here on Twitter, you're putting out 25 to 30 sources, articles a day. So this whole thing about, you know, this and that or whatever, we're putting out news all the time. We're putting out stuff all the time.
Brother, I'm going to tell you, man, I appreciate being out here, news out here for us, man, because we don't have anything else to turn to, Newstoter. You know that, bro. We don't have any other news outlet to turn to. You know, in fact, we spoke about it in one of your other spaces. BET used to be our headline thing. But, hey, we don't have that anymore. So, but, hey, we still got Newstoter that's putting that news out there for us, y'all. So we got to appreciate what the brother is doing.
And just to give a rundown of what today what we did, we curated on the Newstoter Twitter page right here. And that's not to mention the other social media sites that we're curating news to and stuff. Right here on Twitter, just to give a quick rundown exactly what we tweeted today, what we curated right off the Newstoter Black-owned platform. Let's take a look at some of the articles today that we curated. Okay, 3 hours ago, it says, I curated this post. This black business owner created a digital platform to provide global awareness service to professionals. Let's scroll down and see what else, because we're going to just count them. A Red Cross raises sickle cell awareness, seeks black donors. Puerto Rico hurricane relief. Suspension of Jones Act welcomed by New York Attorney General. Let's go down some more. Is it that serious? Pregnant Kentucky woman sues after being charged, slammed to the ground by police following traffic stop. Let's go down a little bit further. This is a Major League Baseball game that got out of control. Fan left bloody after attacking an usher at a Nationals game. Let's go back down. Let's go down a little bit further. We down here in Florida. We curating from the West Side Gazette down there in Fort Lauderdale. A call to arms. Black women embrace gun ownership, too local and state. Let's go down a little bit more. World news. Poland demands 1.3 trillion reparation dollars from Germany. Let's go down a little bit further. Christina Hunt is providing financial freedom for college students with her e-commerce platform, Wealthy College Kid. Come down a little bit in entertainment, sports news. We got the Matt Barnes and the Iadoka. Matt Barnes says Iadoka will be lucky if he ever coaches in the NBA again if everything comes out. Let's go to some education. Tennessee State or TSU Fall Career Fair, largest turnout in university history with over 1,000 students. Let's come back down here where I'm at, FAMU. FAMU Career Center Fall Career Fair attracts 200 employers, 1,756 students. Let's come down a little bit more. Talk about Black-owned business. Black-owned brands product destroyed in Georgia warehouse fire. Let's come down a little bit further. Politics. Joe Manchin suffers humiliating defeat with rejection of energy bill. Come down a little bit further. Demonization of the person who died to deflect from police conduct. Families of Chris Kaba and this African person petitioned the United States to investigate their police-involved deaths. Another post. NAACP files discrimination complaint over Jackson water crisis mishandling. Let's come down a little bit further. 17-year-old, this sister name is hard to play, Jalaya Harmon earned $1 million in 2021. Ghanaian sets a trial date 13 years after 2009 stadium massacre. In politics and news, the DNC Black Caucus leader hosts voter rally. Let's come down a little bit further. Entertainment. Kevin Hart supports fellow comedian Will Smith, says he should be forgiven for Oscar slap. Let's come down a little bit further. Paralyzed black man files a $100 million civil lawsuit against New Haven Police Department after slamming into metal wall headfirst while in patrol van. All right, let's come down a little bit further. Here in Florida, hurricane. People trapped. 2.5 million without power as Ian Hurricane drenches Florida. Let's get to health. 5 things to know about your blood pressure before it becomes a problem. Let's go back to news. Loved ones hope public can help locate black and missing individuals. Let's get down here. Juan Anderson and Say. I don't know who that is. That somebody got the phone on? Anyways, let's go back. Juan Anderson and Saywan Pollock arrested for robbing and scamming Pastor Lamont Whitehead. Another article, slavery by any name is wrong, to push to end unpaid labor in prisons. Another prison article, why drones may start buzzing around the nation's prison. Another news article, black veteran serving life for $30 marijuana sales set free after nearly a decade in prison. Rest in peace to Coolio. Coolio's cause of death revealed, dead at age 59. Brett Favre used money that was supposed to be for kid cancer patients for his personal projects. So all this nonsense and all this talk about what the new black media is not doing, when the new black media every day is putting out news for everybody to go ahead and look at and connect to and to have a source of something right here, to have a little bit of pride and whatnot and talk about, it's nonsense. And like I said, we held 2 spaces about the Florida pull-up. We had a space about the actual tech thing. We tweeted that out. We put it on Facebook. What else are we supposed to do? So all this talk about the new black media, I'm sorry that the Newstoter doesn't have 50,000 Twitter followers where it would have got maybe more traction. But for the meager sources and the meager resources that we have, we went ahead and we did what we had to do. So to sit up here and get your name drugged into space when people can simply DM you, sit up and have a conversation with you and let you know if they have a problem with you, hey, especially when a lot of these people were following you. All they had to say, hey, brother, can you do this? Or, brother, why aren't you doing this? Instead, I see Newstoter. I don't even see it. I see the DB, what was it? New Black Media, hashtag DBM, didn't promote something about the pull-ups. Then people sitting up here talking about Newstoter, come on in here, like I'm a goddamn dog. If you want to have a conversation with me as a man, then go ahead and DM me and say, hey, brother, we're going to have this conversation. We like to talk to you this and that in the back channel. Like I've talked to plenty of people in the back channel before. I have never once tweeted out anything negative about people. I never once tweeted out I had a problem with this group. I had a problem with that group. I've never liked a comment when somebody was dissing somebody. I haven't taken sides and none of the other nonsense. Sitting up here playing my role in the new black media. My role is not to be an analyst. My role is not to be a commentator. My role is to be what it is, a curator. And for anybody that has a problem with that, and then people talk about come up in their space, like I told them before, you can come up in this space here, and we can talk about it man to man. So all this other nonsense that people talking about, all this other hate, and people sitting up here talking about Newstoter, Newstoter. You got the women in their space, Newstoter. My man up in there trying to tell them, like, look here, we held spaces. We held 3 spaces to be exact. And y'all sitting up here trying to go in and talk about what he didn't do that. Nobody sat up here and gave me a goddamn press release to put out there. People asked me to tweet stuff out. I tweeted stuff out. Now, I ain't nobody's boy. And I think that's one thing. That was one thing that was kind of put up there. Now, people felt like they talked slick about Tariq, but they didn't want to go overboard. But they felt, well, Newstoter's smaller and this and that, don't have the platform that Tariq. We can diss this nigga however we want to diss him, and there ain't shit he can do. We going to go in on him. We going to talk all kind of noise about him. We going to run his reputation, his name down. Somebody who never did anything, somebody who co-hosted spaces with you, somebody who showed you nothing but the utmost respect, never disrespected you. Whenever this little petty stuff was going on Twitter, when people were talking about FBA, B1, we had spaces trying to resolve that shit. When people were talking about the Negro and this and that, we had spaces trying to resolve that. We had that space that went so bad that at that time, that the whole divisive stuff, we tried to go ahead and we tried to have a space on that, but people wouldn't allow it. Grown people. And guess who got blamed for it? And they right to a certain degree, because I thought that grown people could sit up and act like grown people and talk to grown people and be responsible. So everything that goes wrong or whatever is somehow our fault. Please. I mean, the goddamn gloves done came off. Okay? Don't let a goddamn curation news site fool you here. If anybody got beef, anybody got a problem, they can bring their ass right to this damn space right here, right now. All this shit sitting behind a computer and popping off and talking shit, and we was sitting together, we was in front of each other, man to man, this shit wouldn't even be going down like that. So all this shit ganging up and clicking up, when you got somebody, when somebody that been in your space, you've been in their space, I said that after that whole disastrous damn space that we had about the disruptive and all that tribalism shit, I felt bad for KD, so I went ahead in the backspaces and I apologized to KD. I apologize to Curator Tribe. I apologize to Mel and all of them. I say, look, I'm sorry how this thing go down. Let KD go down. Nobody say, hey, we got a problem. We got a problem, which we don't want to hear from you, nigga. Nobody said that. So I'm caught by surprise yesterday, because at the times that we spoke, nobody said they had an issue. All of a sudden, it's F this, F that, F that. My man goes up in the damn Twitter space trying to get some clarity, and people up here popping off, running down everything. Sitting up here, dragging my name through the mud. Somebody who ain't never said a bad word about them. Somebody who ain't never put out a negative tweet about them. Somebody who's never said anything whatsoever derogatory about them, when other people had respect that, hey, I might not agree with everything that y'all doing on your platform, but I agree with the way that you guys trying to go ahead and get it for your people. Whatever works for you, hey, fine. But you're going to sit up here and talk shit and then sit up here and act like, hey, I can't defend myself? I can't say something? I ain't never held one space with anybody talking about anybody on Twitter here. Anybody in this space could tell you that we take topics and conversations and news that's off of Newstoter, and we hold spaces on it. Straight up. I'm not from the era of a whole bunch of whole shit. Pardon my language to anybody that might be offended. When men had a problem with men, they either talked about it face to face or they resolved it. They didn't sit up here going back and forth. And when men did go back and forth, when they actually saw each other, they got into it. All of this stuff, when somebody could simply DM you and say, hey, bro, we feel like you were slacking on this area. We feel like you didn't do this. We like to understand why this and that didn't happen. No, that didn't happen. People they created a space, and they sitting up here and they talk about come up in here. And like I said, hey, if I get time, I'll come up in there, or you can come to the Newstoter space and we can discuss this. So all this nonsense that's been going on, people talk about that we supposed to be on code and we got a mission and empowerment and reparations and all this other stuff. All this other stuff get put to the back burner. All this other stuff, it don't even matter. The only thing that matters is just total chaos and confusion and nonsense. That's not what I came to put these spaces out for. Like I say, I don't want to be in front. I don't want to be on Front Street. I'm cool sitting in the background. I'm cool just tweeting and curating and dispersing the information for people to go ahead and see what's going on in certain parts of the country affecting your people. If people want the limelight and the spotlight, that's fine. I don't want that shit. Straight up. But I tell you what, You sitting up here running off at the mouth, insulting me, somebody who's never insulted any one of y'all. None of that stuff. Didn't go in on anybody, and yet people going in on me, and they talking about me like a goddamn dog. And like I said, the same women that's sitting up here talking about protect black women, they the first one to call you a bitch and F you and this and that up out their mouth. And you ain't never said not one thing negative to them whatsoever. Been up in your spaces, chilled, and everything else. You've been up in their spaces, DM'd them, this and that. They done told you that they appreciate the good work that you're doing and this and that, and all of a sudden you some kind of hoe. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know about where y'all come from or what part of the country, but down here it ain't played like that. Straight up. Ray, I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know who the hell hand was up first. But like I say, people try to tell me not to creep their space, and all these bunch of goddamn minions. When a tweet come out, they've been running their mouth. They minions been coming out, running their mouth, talking this and that. I done silenced quite a few of these niggas here that done blocked me or just all together stop putting out tweets talking that noise. But I expect more of them to come out the woodwork or whatever. And please, like I'm gonna tell you straight up, bring your ass. You not sitting up here chastising no 11-year-old boy here. You talking to a grown goddamn man.
I was first.
Hey, Lyle, let me get it in real quick because I'm a brother on the road getting this coin. So with that being said, I agree with everything you said, my brother. And if it was really about why the new black media ain't doing X, Y, Z, ABC, well, shit, where's y'all media at? Because I got 30 years on the books. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got an answer to nobody. Tariq ain't got an answer to nobody. You know, the homie Black Alpha ain't got an answer to nobody. Online ain't got an answer to nobody. Newstoter ain't got an answer to nobody. Stop putting us in y'all motherfucking shit. Because if it was, like you said, Todd, if it was really on like that, niggas will see each other face to face. Don't be up here motherfucking lying and all this other fucking shit talking about what niggas is and doing and ain't doing and shit. You know what I mean? So if it's really about what somebody should be doing, well, where the hell is your media at, man? Where's your studio at? Where's your body of work at? Ain't nobody got an answer to nobody. And I'll be damned, like you said, if another nigga tell me what it is I can and can't say, especially about an event that I was fucking actually at. You feel what I'm saying? So when you repeat this shit to fucking people and niggas tell you, hey, look, we didn't have a space on Jersey pull up. That happened after we done had a space on some other shit. So niggas still want to go run back and tell other motherfuckers, hey, well, Newstoter was being disrespectful by having a Jersey space. Fuck out of here. I'm from Jersey. Niggas was in the room. That's from Jersey, nigga. So we ain't supposed to talk about what the fuck we was doing earlier in the day when the people want to hear what's going on. But go ahead, sis.
Hey, I'm going to go after you, please.
Okay, if you're going to be serious, you could go ahead because I got a lot to say. And it's not really serious. But if you're going to be serious, you can go ahead because I don't want to mess with the room. Because, I just feel like a lot of people don't know what curate mean. And hooked on phonics worked for me, but they don't understand it. So they, mad and the jealousy. And I just want to break it down from another point of view. But if you got something to say that's, more serious, you can go ahead before me.
I'll be very brief. Everyone knows I come in space. I try not to talk too long or, let the family get out there talking points, man. But I got to agree with everything News says. Excuse me, because obviously me and him, DJ, we all talk on the back channels and things like that, man. And the shit that is coming out and the hatred is honestly very frustrating. And I'll say that, and I'm going to stay, obviously calm as I can. I'm not going to yell at nobody. But the shit gets, just stupid at times. Like, News, if you don't mind, would just share a little bit of stuff that we talked about. Like, I don't know if people know it, but I've actually had people trying to threaten to kill my child. And I don't know what the fuck my child has to do with this. I mean, shit like that. And then when I come to the family, I'm like, well, obviously I'm going to protect my child by any means necessary. But then when I, put it out there, I'm like, hey, can y'all retweet? I'm trying to find this guy to get his ass locked up. I got people coming to me saying, hey, man, this person saying you a bitch and you ain't going to protect your kids and this, that, and the third, and you a bitch for retweeting it. You know what I'm saying? That nigga protect this family, blah, blah, blah. It's little dumb shit like that. Like, really? Is that what really is going on? And that's just one little example. I was in Sir Major space the other day. Shout out to that brother because he always comes in. I don't know anything about. I don't have anything against Sir Major because I'm not in all these spaces. But from what I know, Ray Smith, he seems a pretty stand-up dude from what I know. And I go on his spaces, man. We'll say like this: he comes in our spaces, he shows respect. So when I go to his space, I show him the same respect.
And obviously he has his trolls. And the second his trolls start coming at me, he actually stands up and is like, hey, you don't need to be saying this, that, and the third, especially if I can't get on the mic if the stage is full or whatever. So salute to that brother. But it's just frustrating when, let me say it like this, it's very frustrating when you have like people on his stage. Like, I'm just be real, like TS, the main person always starting the bullshit. Calling my wife a bitch, calling all this, calling DJ bitches, saying we're gonna run Newstoter down, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And only thing I said was, we're the main ones that gave your dumb ass a space to come in here and talk. No one else even really wants to be around you because everywhere you go, you start unnecessary drama. Like, I can't think of any time I've been mean to your ass, even though you sit up here and you crack all these jokes and you want to talk about people a buck tooth and broken down and all this other stuff. I'm like, we've spoken about this, on the back channels and stuff. Like, you always talk about all these degrees and things you have, yet you're allegedly, getting bust out by all these white dudes. Well, if you really got all these damn degrees, why do you need, to be out here allegedly doing that to yourself if you got all this money and stature and stuff? Just little dumb stuff like that, just makes no sense. Just obviously, everyone knows my cousin was murdered. I mean, you can Google this stuff. I've spoken about it, and I had people coming at me about that because I was like, hey, because it's let's just be real. You know how some black families are. The girl didn't have no damn insurance, so I said, hey, if anyone could, would y'all please donate? That's up to you. And the money didn't even come to me. I gave it. It went straight to my cousin's mom. That's like I said, because I understand how some black people are, especially when it comes to money. They don't trust you. So I was like, you know what? I don't want nothing to do with that. Any interaction, whatever you choose out of your kindness of your heart to do, give that straight to her. I'm not touching a penny. And I had people coming at me like I'm trying to rip on the community, and that's not the case. I love my community. I hate a lot of the dumb shit we do, but hey, we're human. You gotta love the good and the bad too. I could keep going, but I'm gonna just land on that, and I'm gonna let the rest of the family go in and pick up the mic. The news. This was a very needed space because it gets very frustrating. Like, why, when you're trying to build something, the people always come with the dumb shit. Like, what is that? Like that space she was having the other day when that girl came in here and she was calling you all kind of bitch niggas and being super disruptive. That was at the same time that I want to say Security Tribe actually had that space right after saying that I guess you actually invited people in to jump on KD, which isn't like, what are we gonna get from that? Like, I'm not insecure to Tribe. Everyone knows I rock with Newstoter. I don't have a side. This brother, I think, is doing really good things, so that's why I support him. That's why I give him money for Cash App, and he's gracious enough to let me co-host because he sees that I really care about my community. I'm not in it for no fame or no bullshit. I'm a land right there. I see there's a lot of hands up. I'm not sure who's next, man. Go ahead. I'm gonna let somebody else bless the mic.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's next either because I kind of like. Let me just give a shout out to Wayne for his contribution on Cash App. I'm not sure because when I was going in, I saw hands coming up, but I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I don't know who was next.
Hey, bro, I'm on the run. All right, but go ahead.
I think it's on live Newstoter. I think she was there, and then it's gonna be Black Pressure, Be More. Is that Cadre? Is that Cadre right there?
That's Kadir.
Kadir here, and then after Kadir, we'll take Secret Sister. Tell you what, we'll do and then Secret Sister. Get the sisters first.
All right. I just want to say, like, I take a lot of stuff. Like, I don't try to take a lot of things to heart, but I just feel like when somebody is not doing anything and they see somebody doing something, it's like you want to get the focus. Somebody said the other day, if a dog bark at the moon, you know what I mean? That's not nothing. But if the moon bark back, you looking like, man, what the moon do to make the dog bark? So when you doing and you walking in your purpose and you doing what you got to do, you got to understand that the haters gonna come. And what you got to do is you really can't pay attention because once you give the haters any type of attention, then the haters feel like they did something because they're not doing what you're doing. And that's the thing when you see somebody who's really in, like, everything I've been through, like, you're going to be in my next book just so you know. Everything I've been through, you and DJ really been there for me more than people I've known my whole life. And you haven't wanted anything in return. I said, oh, I got a book for sale. You know what I mean? I'm not even finished with the book. He was like, okay. Give me the book. You've always been that person. So you know who you are, stand on who you are, and really don't worry about the haters. But a lot of times it comes from I don't want to say I had a conversation with DJ about this, but it's I'm gonna say with the men with y'all swinging y'all little ding dings and feeling like if you got another man doing something that you may be jealous because they're getting a little attention and they're getting a little, and it's like a de-swinging contest. I really wouldn't pay attention to that because it's a lot of negativity, and a lot of times people work for white supremacists and they don't know it. They really don't understand, because you remember in slavery days, it goes back to slavery days, the slave master used to literally make the slaves fight each other. Sometimes they would fight each other for the death. And they would have that, I guess I call them ops or whatever, to start chaos among, and we still have some of them in our family, well, not in our family, but we still have some of those skin folks that's not kin folks that see and, okay, they want to create division, they want to create something because they're not doing nothing else. They're not doing nothing to move the people forward, but okay, what can I do to cause division? Is they literally work for white supremacists and don't even know it. Just keep your head held high. Thank you for everything you've done. You know, and you honestly, you got to really break down what curate means, because I honestly think a lot of people don't know. It's like ignorance is bliss, and people don't want to say that. They're probably thinking that you're a news reporter and that you are like writing the stuff. You got people that really don't know, and it's like it's funny, but it's not funny. But they really don't know. So just take it as continue doing what you're doing. You know you're on the right path. Don't listen to the haters. Don't even give them any more attention, because what you feed grow. And when you give attention to negativity, like y'all was saying about that other person who always in the negativity, like she is like a monster. You just wanted to shut up. Sometimes you just gotta ignore, and you know certain people need to just be ignored and just keep doing with the positivity, because you do nothing but positive things. And then really like do a Google check like with curation, because they don't get it. But you know, I support you. Anything you need, let me know. And you know,
I don't lie, we definitely feel you. I was just gonna say this real quick to go next person. We definitely feel you, but at some point you got to defend yourself. It gets to the point where enough is enough. You know, people get tired of getting talked about, getting ran down. You know, bringing people family and all this other dumb shit. Like, all right, feel how you want to feel about me, but
I get what you're saying. That's what I'm saying. No, I get what you're saying. What I'm saying, when you whatever you like, you know that people don't want to go back and forth. If this space, he's dealing with it, he addressing it, because he don't even, you know what I mean. He addressing it, so address it. And I get what you're saying, because you feel like it's you know, you keep coming. You gonna fuck around and find out. Excuse my French. So I get the point of standing up for yourself, but I just wanted to be known, like when you take your mind off the focus of what you're doing, because again, I had that anger and that hatred where I just wanted people to, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, don't get into that. Stay with the positivity, because you're doing so good. And you don't want to get off of focus, because you are doing so much for the community. Like, you're helping me bring so much light to my case and doing all the positive things. I don't want you to let this one thing, or even though it's been a period of time, I get that, you know what I mean, you find, you know, you standing up for, because you do have the right to stand up for yourself. I just want you to stay in with the positivity and the love, because what you feed grow, and what you put out here come back to you. So, you know what I mean? I do get that you got, especially when it comes, you know, with a man with their family. I ain't even mad at that. You know, you protect yours, because that's what, again, a man is to protect and provide. So if you can't, you know, I get that, especially when you messing with the kids. Fuck that, leave the kids out of this. So I get that 100%, and I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm saying, you know, continue, go on with the positivity, because all the good things you looked at, because you don't want, because, you know, you're going to be in my movie Newstoter. So when you're in the movie, you don't want it to have this shadow of, oh, this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and all the negative stuff, because misery loves company. And at the end of the day, if you ain't got nothing going on, and I see the damn Newstoter got all this going on, like his spaces be pop, like it's like, you know what I mean, like club quarantine. Spaces be popping Monday through Thursday, 8 o'clock. Everybody know where it is. Damn, I want some of that attention. You shoot for the king. But when you come for the king, if you go back and forth, and this gonna be a thing, was like, damn, okay, now I'm eating my popcorn and I'm just watching. And that's what I'm just saying. Just don't get off focus to what it is you're doing, because, you know, they like, I forgot who said it, but they were saying something about once you got enemies or once you got haters, that's when it's like, you know what I mean? Because you don't, like Newstoter, I've seen him be so neutral. I'm like, damn, he is just so neutral. Like, I respect it. Like, you know, I like picking sides, but he's like, you can't really say nothing bad about this man. And for somebody to pick and try to come up with something bad, like, you ain't got nothing going on. Like it's like everything going on in this world. You have nothing going on. You have no life. So you got to sit here and again, you want to make yourself known. So you try to go for the king. And again, like if you're not looking, you don't know which person is the fool. If you see two people arguing, you just see two people damn arguing. So just know that you are great. And that it comes when you doing so positive because everybody know Thursday, Monday through Thursday, 8 o'clock is popping. But now if it start being that you get in with it, just don't even feed into that negativity. Say what you got to say. Like you said, you a grown ass man, and you said that shit with your chest. I agree, but you know what I mean. Just remember the prize and the focus. I love y'all. I land my plane.
Definitely, sister. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody that's up in this space that always comes through and support as well too. So, yeah, it just gets to a point in time that you sit back, and after a while, you're like, okay, enough is enough. Especially when you haven't done anything to anybody up here, and they running their damn mouths and running you down, and sitting up here trying to, and then want to sit up here, and when you say something, they want to act like that you creating a drama. You supposed to sit up here and be their damn whipping boy or something up here. And the same people talking about black empowerment and all this other stuff, and they running you down. I don't think so. And you're right, Unlock. This ain't gonna stop, sister. Because like I said, even with all this drama, you still see the amount of news that still was curated right here on Twitter. So tomorrow I'm gonna drop even more. So it's not gonna stop it in the least bit. I promise you. We're gonna drop news every day. We're gonna spread the information to our people all throughout that anybody that can see it. If you don't go to Newstoter, then I already decided I'm gonna bring it here to Twitter. So that's fine. I'm not even, like I say, but I would be less than a man to come up here and defend myself. You got a group of people sitting up here, ganging up, talking all kind of slick shit, and sitting up here, and these same people never told you in the back channel they had an issue with you whatsoever. They follow you, you follow them, and they can easily like, hey, sit down. We can hash this out like men do. But that would make too much sense. I believe who you say Black Pressure next? I believe Black Pressure.
Actually, Secret Sister, and then Black Pressure.
I think Black Pressure still up here. Black Pressure might be gone. Damn, he'll come back. Hopefully he'll come. Hopefully he ain't having some issues. But Secret Sister, go ahead.
I'm gonna let the ladies go first.
Yeah, Secret Sister, you go ahead. Unmute your mic, sister.
Whoa. I want to say I love you, Newstoter. I love you, Ray. I love you, DJ. We have talked behind channels. I love y'all with my heart. I don't know what's going on, but I come here, to hear all this, and I'm saying, wow, I thought we just accomplished something great. We had 30 cities that did a rally, okay? And then we had Tariq doing a nation all weekend. He was in ATL, and he did his thing on a global sense through Revolt. And no matter what anybody has to say, Tariq is a necessary brother right now. We don't have the celebrity status standing behind us to get our message across like we want it to cross. And Tariq does not need to be beaten on. Y'all don't need to be beaten on for trying to do good in our community. I have been at a lot of rallies. I just did 20 R. Kelly rallies. You don't know. You wouldn't see my face because this is bigger than me. All this is about my people. And people, I love all of you. And I know a lot of you that has come in my inbox that have called me bitches, old bitch, that bitch, all that. And guess what? I ignore it. And you know why? Because one thing I understand that you probably don't, we are a hurt people. And hurt people tend to hurt people the way that look like themselves. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of us going against each other when we are not going against the one that has us down. Now we have Mr. Steve Kravis, who is a a lighter hue, a white person that is in this room that is listening to all us Black people act uncouth. You understand? And this is something that they can take back to their masses and laugh at us about. We are bigger than this. We are very sophisticated. We can do better. And if y'all don't want to get along on Twitter, I advise anyway to go to Black Majority. You go and you download that Mighty Networks and you go to social. And guess what? In there, I know for a fact when I talk in there, it's amongst my people because you have to get approved by DJ or Black Majority. And if you don't get approved, then I know you was an opt in the first place. I love you men, and I love what you bring, Newstoter, and I hope this doesn't do anything. And Ray, please accept my deepest condolences. I never even knew. So we should have had this on a bigger scale. When somebody like Ray needs money to bury a loved one, this is when we are supposed to come together. There is nothing about, everybody always say, I don't trust a Black man with my money. But you trusting the fucking cracker with your money. I bet everybody got a white bank account. You went and got white mortgages, and you want to tell me you can't trust Ray? If you can't trust him, like he said, look up to death. But my thing is, it's beyond that. Ray, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. I wish I would have known. Me and my husband would have donated. That is a definite. And I know more people that would have done it. I just did not know. DJ, I heard some of you all did over there, and I just had to shut it down because I don't like our men to be talked to like they are less than warriors. So when they are talked to less than warriors, I have to leave. Newstoter, you are a man of all men. I've talked to you behind the scenes. I love you to death, and you keep it going, and I will support as long as you are here. I will support you because, like I said, I'm always for my men. Everybody, take a breath, realize who the real enemy is, grow up, and understand. When I marched, okay, I marched for the purpose. The purpose was to get our Black men and women out of jail. So when I marched, the purpose was to get different things done. It wasn't to say secret. Thank you so much. Thank you. I didn't want that. That's not what I'm here for. And if anybody finds themselves here for that personal gratification, they need to possibly get in my inbox and we can find help because we all need some help somewhere. So that means that you want some personal attention. I'll give it to you, but don't expect him, Newstoter, to give you. This is a news place. I come here to find out what's going on with my Black people around the world. That's what I do. So once again, I just want to say thank you for letting me speak, Newstoter, DJ. Everybody, download Mighty Networks. Go to social, okay, and come. It's probably a line, but when you do get approved, it's the greatest place to be. Trust me. And let's let this white man have their Twitter, and we can talk whatever we can talk. I love you all, and I'm just going to be listening.
Thank you, sister. I appreciate it. I see Ray must have dropped down or something. He may have been helping his kids out with some homework. So I'm gonna get to you fellas. On the Black Native just come up, so let's let another woman come up here, and then we're gonna go ahead and get to you, Professor Quade. Definitely you, Brother Makua. We definitely gonna get to you as well. So Black Native sister, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Good evening, Newstoter. Good evening, sister. Good evening, DJ. What's the topic? Are we talking about what's going on right now in this church?
Yeah, we talking about what's going on because my name was one of those names that got drugged a couple days ago up in that actual space about the new black media, and my name was F this, F that, F this, 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 nonstop. When these same people who follow me and I'm following could have DM me, hollered at me, talking about that there was no promotion behind from the new black media for these pull-ups and stuff like that. When me and DJ both, we held two spaces right here for the Florida pull-up. We held a space, a tech space that DJ, he went ahead and pretty much ran that. He was talking about, and matter of fact, the Florida pull-up, Yaya was a co-host in here. We held a space about the tech side for the live streaming and Facebook and whatnot that DJ went ahead. We uploaded that to actual YouTube. We tweeted it out. We also had a recap after we had our main space talking about the food deserts here and affecting the black community. Once that space ended, then we did a recap because we had Aunt Lai, DJ, Quada, and a bunch of New Jersey folks that was in here that went to the pull-up. So we had a recap the day that they actually went down there. And you're hearing folks talking about we're not doing this, we're not doing that, calling me everything but a child of God and whatnot. So yeah, I kind of take offense to that, sister.
I would too if I was you. I mean, maybe they need to come in the room and explain themselves if they want to. Every time I come in your space, it's always positive. You had Judge Joe Brown in here yesterday. Was positive. He was funny as hell. Didn't know he had that much in him like that. But yeah, I mean, if they have issues with, they feel like you didn't. From what you're saying, it seems like you did everything you could do. Like you stood up for them. So if they have issues with you, let them come in here and address the issues that they have with you if they want to. That's up to them. Because like I tweeted, we're going to be all right, and hopefully we will be all right. It is what it is. Everybody in here is pretty much adults, and they have to be accountable for their actions. It's sad that it had to come to this, but it is what it is. So
Sister, I have never said anything negative about them. I have never posted anything negative about them. I have never liked a negative comment about them. I've never retweeted anything negative about them. I've never said anything negative in the back channel about them. All of this stuff that came up 2 days ago, I thought we had an understanding we was cool or whatever. And this hit me too. So I did nothing to them whatsoever for them to go ahead and go in like that. Now if they feel like I should have did more for the pull up, because once that whole thing with them and Sir Major went down that one space we had, a lot of them stopped talking to me. A number of them stopped block me, unfollow me, this and that. Nobody, the ones that was following, nobody say, hey, Newstoter, we got this info. Can you go ahead and put this out there? Can you do this, do that? Because it was some talk, what I'm saying, about doing more and stuff like that. But I felt like, hey, nobody was reaching out to me. Nobody was saying anything like that whatsoever. Like I said, we held two spaces, three if you want to count the actual recap. Tweeted it out, put it on YouTube. Now, I'm sorry, like I told everybody, I don't have 50,000 followers here, to help it gain more traction. But for what I had, I tried to do something. So all that other stuff, and like you follow me, so you can DM me. You can say, hey, bro, we feel like you're not doing this, or we need you to do this right there, or could you do this? Because that's the way you really, hey, if you're not busy, can you do this? Because like I told everybody in this, Newstoter has over 30-some thousand posts and articles, curated content on newstoter.com. Okay? So let's not act like I'm not busy as well.
Right. You have other things that you have to do to get your business going. This is your business. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to create a platform to give news specifically to Black people and, what's happening with our people around the world. So I respect you.
Promoting Black business also for free. Let's not forget that. 30-some odd sources at least promoting for free. I don't charge them anything. I hollered at these Black-owned media sites. bloggers and everything over 5 years ago. So people also got the misunderstanding here, like Newstoter, because these Twitter Spaces, started doing Twitter Spaces in May. Like Newstoter is Johnny Come Lately, but I've been curating the news for 5 years. Okay, over 80-some thousand tweets here on Twitter. So this ain't some Johnny Come Lately story right here. It's just that we have that these Twitter Spaces and stuff. I'm actually able to have a live audience and actually speak to people, and people are actually able to see and whatnot. But yeah, Newstoter mainly back when it first started off, we was mainly just everything from entertainment, lifestyle, you name it, tweeted out. So you're talking about 60, 70 tweets a day. I'm not even tweeting that amount of stuff a day, but that's how much stuff anything that was on that website that could be tweeted, I tweeted out. I don't care if it was celebrity gossip. I don't care if it was black women hair, lifestyle, education, news, political. I don't care, conservative, right wing, liberal, you name it. Any and everything that could be tweeted, I tweeted out.
Right, and this is the thing. People have to respect people's time. Now, you did what you could do, and they have to respect that. Like you said, if they wanted you to do more, they could have hit you in the back end and asked you, hey, can you do more coverage or whatever? And if they don't let you know, how are you supposed to know? You know what I'm saying? You got so much on your plate, and I respect that. I don't know what to say at this point. I hope everybody's able to, hash out whatever it is, and if it ain't, then let it be. So be it. It is what it is. I respect your channel. I respect you. I enjoy coming in here. I enjoy listening. I enjoy participating. You always have something good, a good conversation. Like I said, you had Judge Joe Brown up there. He was talking his head off, but you know what? He was entertaining. And that's why I come here and I listen. And I respect you for that. And I'll just land my plane on that.
And another thing, I didn't even know all these rallies was going on. I'm gonna be honest, and I tap in pretty fairly, but I didn't even know. But it was a beautiful surprise. I'm not gonna lie. When I heard, I did know Tariq was going to be in ATL on Revolt, but I didn't know that it was going on like that around the country. And I am proud of all of you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm proud of all of you, but it doesn't. I'm not no more proud of.
Sister, let me finish, and then you go.
I just was saying that.
Yeah, I want to say because I am proud of them as well, because they took it from Twitter, just a thought probably, and they brought it to the streets. And people that might not have been aware that we were fighting for reparations, they gave out flyers, and they informed our people who might not have been aware, and I'm going to salute them for that. So, and also I belong to, what is that, Socialize, I joined, I got accepted. So I'm going to be coming up there listening to conversations, so we don't have to worry about white folks in our business, like you said. So I'm going to go ahead and land my plane. I respect you, Newstoter. I respect DJ. And, keep doing what you're doing. That's all I can say. I'm going to land on that. Thank you.
And I always appreciate you coming in here and always having a nice dialogue and conversation with us. So I definitely appreciate you. Let's go ahead and I know you fellas been waiting. I want to get one more woman ahead of y'all, if y'all don't mind, Professor Claudia.
Newstoter, you could drop me down. I would just go to listening.
Oh, you can stay up if you want to. I want to get my sister real quick, y'all. I want to get this all about Yahweh on here. This sister, she supports me every day, speaks to me in the back channel and whatnot. So, Claudia, Professor, Brother Mocha, we're going to get to you. Just let this sister go in real quick. You there, sister? It's all about Yahweh. You there? I hope she didn't lose her connection, because I know sometimes she has connection issues in the space too.
Hi, Newstoter. I'm so sorry. I'm in here doing homework and stuff like that. I just wanted to come in real quick just to show my support. I always say that I support you. I don't know what's going on. I heard bits and pieces, but I don't know the whole entire story. But what I've been hearing so far, really sad that an opportunity for us to fight for reparation and come as a collective has been twisted and turned into such as very divisive setting. And I hope that in the background, people will be able to reach out and apologize and, really mend this, because it's not about individuals. It's about us as collective. And I just wanted to say hi to DJ, and he reminds me of the fact that we did a very successful pull-up. I saw that you highlighted it in New Jersey too. You had that moment, but at the end of the day, we should understand that we out here for the collective movement, not individual fame. But one of the things I wanted to say was what I kept on hearing is there was some kind of backlash on the media. I haven't read any reports, but the people that was coming out speaking against it, they was just saying that it wasn't a rebuttal to the main media outlet. I just want to know if somebody can clarify that, because even though even if the new black media will give a response, none of us, they not on mainstream media. So I just wanted to see if that was one of the issues, because that's what I heard was keep on bringing up. So Newstoter, if you can help with that, I appreciate it.
I think DJ says something to the point, I'm not exactly sure. DJ, are you, because I know DJ's, he's doing something too, so he's kind of come and go. He might not even be in the space right now, but I can find out a little bit more about that system. But he was saying that, I think DJ was saying there was some kind of, I don't know if it was, I don't know if
I kind of know the answer to that.
Go ahead, Quad, and share that.
Yeah, I'm going to be quick. One, I'm gonna answer that first. One, yeah, there was an article that was posted either Saturday or Sunday, the same day, either the same day or the day after the rallies were happening, and the article was pretty much accurate besides the title. Now, the title were saying they were talking about the rally that happened in Texas, calling them armed activists, armed activists yelling for border closures and everything like that. So that's what. So the headline was what got them kind of scary. But I still find it funny though that they were saying that. I still find it funny that they were saying that certain individuals over there were saying that they didn't get any coverage before then. They didn't get any coverage before then. Let everybody know that the rallies were happening. Where, like you said, you had a couple spaces. Tariq even mentioned it here and there, and other small new black media sites. And then on the flip side of that, they are complaining that people are covering it. So it's like, what's weird. So it's like, what do they want? Do they want coverage or do they not want coverage? Because I've heard out someone's mouth in a recording that you were being drugged for even having a space covering it. So it's weird. So it's like, what do they want? And that's that. And I'm gonna end with this. Newstoter, keep doing your thing. Your spaces are always positive. DJ, love them, Ray, love you guys, and everybody else that I met in the flesh out there at the rally. Love you guys, and I'm gonna end there.
I appreciate you, brother. I know you've been one of the first ones also in the space too, and you're right. It was somebody up there running his mouth, talking about that. Who is Newstoter to have a space now? You from New Jersey, DJ from New Jersey, Aunt Live from New Jersey, a bunch of New Jersey people up in the space that wanted to actually talk about it. We went ahead and we talked about it or whatever. It changed the actual name of the actual room once we got through talking about the food desert, and I forgot the other issue that night, the other news topic we was talking about, to actually, because you guys were so pumped up and excited about the actual pull up in New Jersey. So we had a conversation about it, and somebody gonna say, "What I can?" First off, I'll cover whatever the hell I want to. Nobody's gonna sit up here and tell me what space I can have a space on. Now they're more than welcome to come up in this space right now and tell me what I can have a space on, but I cover whatever the hell I want to cover.
Right. And I want to say one more thing. And everybody over there had ample opportunity to come into your platform and other New Black Media's platforms to address what their issues were, but they never had. And when everybody in the New Black Media said, "Hey, like, what's going on? The space we're having a space right now, come and address it," they never showed up. But once those spaces ended, they went on and created their own spaces. Starting getting off at the mouth. I thought that was very disrespectful, and that really turns people off. So once again, like Secret, like Aunt Lai was saying, and everyone else was saying, stay positive, don't feed into it. You're doing good. This, a platform like yours is needed. Like you said, I used to come in a lot. One of the very first people, like you said, used to come in. DJ, everybody that comes in wants to come in and get the news, and we appreciate what you do.
Thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate always having you up in the space too as well. So I definitely appreciate you. I got to get to my man, brother Maku. Be more codified. This brother's also been one here too from the beginning as well. So, brother Maku, go ahead and unmute your mic, brother.
Yeah, what's going on, Newstoter, man? I gotta make a new page for my personal page because but I just want to say it's real crazy that these spaces are really clear for me now that it's no more Secure the Tribe. I don't know if it's just me, but I always felt like they were suspect, even when you gave out the olive branch to KD and Yaya. They were always switch hitters to me. Always listening, and I watch. And man, I me from the first time I came in, it's all about being codified and on code. And most of these people in that space haven't even read Nearly Fuller's book or Francis Cresswell's book to even understand what being on code is. So I just want to give a big up to you for always keeping a codified space and always trying to keep it, respectful. Unfortunately, you can't control what other individuals do. But one thing I can always say, even after my page got canceled, I still kept up on YouTube, and I always support. And as far as I'm concerned, the new black media, their gripe with the new black media was suspect, and the way that Yaya and everyone else got exposed from that camp, I felt like karma. The energy that you put out is the energy that you get back, and I land with that. I have been trying to get on that new site, so I will update. I have updated my phone, so you'll see Brother Muko back on the scene, soon. But I land there. I just wanted to say, keep up the good work.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate having you on here as always. Definitely another person, another one of the early listeners, always supporting the platform and always supporting the content. So I definitely, we try to actually have a space built on something, some substance up in here. So I definitely appreciate having you up in here, brother. We want to go ahead and share knowledge, and we want to have the content and the information, and we want to go ahead and create that dialogue that we need to speak on and stuff like that. So that's what the actual spaces is for me. And I always appreciate having you up in here. Professor, go ahead. I know you're waiting for me to go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, thank you, Newstoter, man. And once again, always do spaces. Always have great topics. You always pushing out the news that we need to know in the black community. And it's our job too, man, to try to help you to push it out. That's something that I want my people in this space, in this room to know. It's our job to help you to get this news out to everybody in our community so we can know what's going on, so we can get out there and maybe do something about it. Our people are right now sleepwalking, and we're not staying on top of a lot of the issues that affect our community. That is not your fault, Newstoter, because you are staying on top of it. You pushing it out there for us, brother, and I thank you so much for doing that, man. You're doing a great job. You know, we are going to have some of these negative people out here. I try not to pay attention to them myself. I think you've been doing a good job with that, man, because you stay neutral. I try to stay neutral with a lot of these people, which is why I like following you, Toto, because when I come into your spaces, man, you are neutral. You're not trying to put people on a certain team or push people towards a certain group. You're just saying, "Hey, man, this is what I have. This is what I'm seeing in the news. I'm putting it out here. My people, I need y'all to retweet this. Everybody can know what is going on." But I'm not trying to push anybody towards any way. I'm not trying to change anybody's opinions. You have said that many times in these. So I appreciate that. Keep doing what you're doing, you and Ray and DJ, and thank you, man. Just really thank you for what you do with the news. Thank you.
No problem, man. You know, I enjoy having you in here, Professor, because you always. I know you weren't one of the early ones like Ray and Quadin and some of the other ones, but you still come in here and you hold it down, and I definitely appreciate having you up here. There's so many people in this space right here that come and support, and you know, sometimes people can't make it live; they just listen to the recording. So, like I said, there's so many people that come up in this space and they actually support Newstoter that I really appreciate having you guys in here, because you know that we're not trying to have just no crazy out of the place just nonsense just going on or whatever. Like anything you have discussions, sometimes they get heated and stuff like that. That's going to be, you know, that happens when people are having discussions and stuff like that. But for the most part, we try to keep everything, like you say, neutral, right down the middle. And sometimes it's not always going to work. Sometimes we are human. Sometimes we do side with certain things or whatever. But we blatantly just don't try to go that way. So let me also give a thanks to everybody who contributed on Cash App, my brother Moku and Ray. And also, Stephen, thank you for your contribution on PayPal. I've never seen you in actual space before. I know this is the first space I've ever actually seen you in, so I appreciate that. Princess, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hello, thank you for allowing me to speak. It's a lot to unpack, but I'm going to try not to take up too much of your time. But I do want to speak to the backlash and the expectation of the new black media, which I just found out about. I am from California. I worked very closely with Yaya, and I understand that she was helping to coordinate the states to do their pull-ups. And we had different meetings on Zoom and our Google Meet, things like that. And I told her that I would lend my hand in contacting media. But my media contacts were outside of KBLA radio, and that's the only one I knew because it was a community radio station. So I asked them, do you know any bloggers or do you know any media that we can send out a press release to? I prepared a press release. Never once did anybody mention new black media. And I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus, but the outrage of non-support, I mean, people have been using words like weird and strange, and I have to say that is a bit strange to be upset with a media outlet and you never reached out to them. And I don't know that. So someone would have to tell me, but as far as I saw in the planning meetings, that was never accomplished. I know for myself, I would have reached out to you at Newstoter. I definitely would have reached out to you because we needed help in that area, and I think that more people would have attended if they could have seen that we were working with our own media. So I'm sorry that all of this happened. I'm a bit traumatized. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm not used to having combative conversations on a daily basis, and I've only been involved in maybe 2 or 3 of those rooms where I couldn't stay or I got kicked out because I was off code or what have you. But I was merely trying to say, there are protocols and there are ways of contacting the media, and this is the only way I know. We prepare a press release and we contact those people. It was, even though I said I lent my hand, I didn't know who to contact. All my contacts are in Las Vegas. How helpful was that? And someone that was supposed to give me the contacts, they fell through and they did not give me those contacts. So I just want to, I guess I want to just apologize, and I wish that certain people would speak up, but I don't think they want to, or they would have. And so I'll just land my plane there. I'm just really sorry it happened like that. But if we ever do anything else, I'm going to be sure to reach out to New Black Media now that I know that you guys are here, and I'm going to engage with you because you're there for that purpose. So thank you very much.
You're welcome, sister. And let me just say this part right here. You don't have anything to apologize for. Like I said, we held a couple spaces. We held one on the Florida pull-up, and we held a tech space about live streaming on Facebook. We also held a New Jersey recap, and I guess you could say the New Jersey recap was afterwards or whatever. We tweeted out the stuff. We had people come up in here when we were in other spaces and stuff like that. When Enough, she had an Oregon pull-up space. I went to that space and tweeted it out as well too. So like I said, nobody said anything about a press release. Anything of that nature. So you don't have anything to apologize for or whatever. So it wasn't your fault. And not only that, here's the thing that, let's say, for instance, that you reached out and we didn't do something. Is that any reason to get on the space and start calling people all kind of F-bombs and this and that and out their name or whatever, when you have the ability to go ahead and DM that person and speak to them in the back channel, but you didn't want to have a private conversation with them? No, that wasn't what your whole idea was. You wanted to go ahead and put them on blast. You want to publicly humiliate them. That's what you were seeking to do. You were seeking to try to destroy a person as much as you could. That was your whole ambition and your whole goal. To have your cronies sit up there and go ahead and try to dismantle somebody that you who didn't have a beef with you, didn't have a problem with you. The next thing you know, y'all going in on them and this and that. And not only me, but a bunch of people. Like I said, but certain people like Tariq, that they consider that's too big or this and that. You'll sneak this him. You'll sneak this him because you know that he has the mouth and the platform to go ahead and put it on you. So you figure like a bully at the playground that you bigger than everybody else, and you spotted somebody that's smaller than that you believe you can whoop them, you can kick their ass. So that's who you going after right there. You going after the small fry that you believe that you can wail on. Now the big dog that's out there at the damn park that everybody kind of looking at and kind of backs away from, you'll say little snide remarks, you'll say this and that, but you're not gonna fully go in on this person because, like I said, this person has the followers and has the mouth and the platform that will go ahead and that will lay waste to you. So that wasn't what you wanted. What you wanted was somebody a whipping boy that you felt that you could go ahead and you could just go ahead and do whatever you wanted to do to him. That was what it was all about.
And sometimes people do that to cover up for their shortcomings, and they just want to blame someone else to cover up. That, to me, that was a cover up, because that press release that I can send you a copy of it that I prepared. I gave it to two people, Yaya and the other young lady that was doing our pull up in Southern California. I gave it to them. So I just find it really strange that afterwards, now you're telling me who New Black Media is and why are you screaming at them and you never contacted? I'm confused. And now I'm in the doghouse with them, and that's okay. Because literally, I do not need any of this in my life. I just want to help get the word out and mobilize people like I've always done for the past 15 years as a community organizer and a ex-club promoter and all of that kind of stuff. It's just what I do, you know. And since I was new to the space, I didn't know about certain people, but now I do. And so that will not be a problem next time.
No problem. So, and for everybody that's in the space that say, well, you know, maybe y'all can work it out in the back channel. Maybe y'all, there's no working anything out. Let me just tell y'all that here first and foremost. There's no working anything out. I can keep my distance and my space from them, and they can keep their distance and their space from me. And that's how I go about it. I don't have to be around you. This is an app. I don't know these people personally. I've never met them. They're not kin to me or anything like that. They're not my friends. So I don't need to be around them. I don't need to have any dealing with them. I don't need any mediators saying, well, you know, there's nothing. Listen, you already said how you felt about me, and please believe that feeling is reciprocated, okay? There's no turn the other cheek in this. It's an eye for an eye. You got content in your heart for me, likewise. So I don't want anybody to DM me and talk about, well, there is no getting along. There is no ring around the roses or any of this other make-believe stuff. These people who sat up in the space, didn't record it though, sat up in the space, went in, my man went in, explaining them. They didn't give a damn about reason. They didn't care about that. Only thing they felt that they had them somebody that they can go ahead and like I said, they can go through, they can run through. So there is no back channel mediation, negotiation. Yeah, we cool by you keeping your space for me and me keeping my space for you. That's the only damn thing I got to say about it. You already went in, you said what you felt, and you had to, and you felt this for a minute too. This kind of stuff don't just flare up out of nowhere. You felt this for a minute. So you keep your cool, you keep your space, I'll keep my space. We ain't got to have anything. If your minions come over here in the comment section, dropping snide comments like I did yesterday, humiliating a few of them, I will go ahead and do that as well too. So like I told them before, I'll send you back to your handlers. There's no love lost right here. Period. You went in on me, and we got nothing. There ain't nothing here. Original, you got it. You there, Original? I know you sometimes have a delay there. You there?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah. I guess I missed this, and I just want to say this. I've listened to a number of people who have had spaces, and the Newstoter space has been the best one by far that I've come across. And what this sounds like to me is that some people who basically are jealous. You know what they call control opposition. That they may be control opposition people, whereby they are they may have some government handles or whatever. Because if you're not reaching out to someone, why are you trying to go on the attack? And it's like there is nothing that's absolute. When you get on this absolute trip, as if someone has to know what you're doing or they should know about you, well, who made you the star of anything? And so, but like I say, your space has been the best one by far because I've tried to listen to some of these other spaces, and I just had to leave because it wasn't what I was accustomed to. And I'll give you an example. Years ago, I attended a lecture, and it was with a Dr. Richard King. So me and this sister and this brother, we was all just sitting there having a conversation, and this brother walks in, and so he was giving out flyers. So he gave me and the brother a flyer, and he skipped the sister. So at the same time, the brother Stan and I was trying to give Sister Joyce, our flyer, and she said, "Well, that's okay." Then when he saw what a fool he looked like, he came back trying to give her a flyer. But see, he was upset with her because she was a part of a group that he was a part of, because what she did, she made a suggestion that that they raise money to buy a gas station / convenience store and have the black youth to run it. And they got offended because they felt that she was doing something that wasn't approved. I'm like, why would you want to own a business? And the sad part is, the name of this damn group was African Minds United. I'm like, and when she and I talked afterwards, and she broke a lot of stuff down to me, and I'm like, well, this is a damn shame. And that's kind of what this sounds like right here, is that these people, they are upset because Newstoter has a very popular Twitter space, and they had nothing to do with it. And so if they can't have anything to do with it, they want to try to destroy it, but they don't have that kind of power. I just want them to know. I don't care if I've hurt somebody's feelings, but when you are attacking someone that I enjoy listening to, then you got a problem with me as well, because this right here just doesn't make any sense. So I just want to say that regardless of what they are saying and regardless of what they want to put out there, they can't control what I think and a number of other people, because they don't have that kind of power. So if you're listening, so be it. You've shown your hand. Because see, I guess I missed this because I didn't know this. I didn't know this had taken place. But listening to the conversation tonight, it's like, who the hell do these people think they are? If you don't go along with their process, oh well, then you're not right. And if you're going to have a code, well then, damn it, live by the damn code. And if you're not contacting people about whatever it is you are trying to do, then the only person you have to blame is yourself. So I just want to say that, and I'll land with that, because this, from what I'm hearing, this makes no damn sense. And see, people wonder why black people in America, black people throughout the world, are in the position that we are in today. It's because of stupid people doing stupid things. It's just like when they said there was damn near 300 slave revolts, but at the end of the day, somebody always told, and that's exactly what this sounds like. You got some people who are comfortable on a plantation, and they don't want the rest of us to leave. That's exactly what this sounds like. And if you're listening, or if you hear this on a recording, I could give a good God, you know what, if you don't like what I said, you know. But I'll land with that, Newstoter. I just want you to know that I stand with you. No one has the power to control my mind or any aspect of my being. And I know, you, DJ and Ray, y'all straight up brothers. You ain't trying to, scam anybody like some people may be trying to do. So, it is what it is. You just, you're putting out a quality content. And if people don't like it, then leave. Don't bother it. Don't listen. Don't look at it. So that's just how I feel. And I'll land with that.
Thank you, Original. Always coming through, and I appreciate everything you do for the platform and all of the comments you leave daily, going in on these articles and stuff like that, bro. So I definitely appreciate you, and I agree 100% what you said. If you don't like it, and let me add this right here too. Nobody can tell somebody what to do with their time, their platform. Period. Now, you may have a suggestion, or you may even want to have a want, but if somebody doesn't want to do it, then oh well. You can't sit up there and get upset or whatever, because people, apparently, from what you said, quite a few people didn't. So you can't sit up here and start cursing people out and holding these spaces, going off or whatever, especially, like I said, when you can hit the person up in the back channel, but you're not going to do that. So all of this nonsense right here and whatnot, when people had a chance to actually do something and they didn't do it or whatever, please, really. Black Pressure, I see. I'm gonna get to you. It's about Yahweh, but Black Pressure got back into space. So Black Pressure, you ready? How's your connection?
Yeah, I'm good, fam. It had went out early, but I'm good, man. How you doing, News?
I'm doing good, man.
It's good, man. What's up, DJ? What's up, Ray? But Yeah, I heard you earlier, man, when you were speaking, and I'll say this, give my little tidbit of wisdom. Look, man, don't let peons affect you emotionally. Even though I had to take the high road with them some time ago. Remember, we were talking about how I would hop in those spaces and everybody was like, you a bitch, you a hoe, your mama a dyke, I'm a whoop. Yeah, that's who I was talking about. I didn't say their names. Those dudes are useless. And if you really scroll down to the bottom of the room, they in here now on their burner accounts. I looked at about 10 of them. Some of these accounts are a month old with 1 and 2 followers. They listening to you right now, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna say it, but
I don't give a damn.
I know you don't.
Can get off their burner accounts and they can get on and they can get up on this mic and they can
I'm gonna say it for you.
Account and you can get up on this mic and you can get it right now. They ain't come in here, forget your goddamn burner account. Nigga, come up in here on your real account.
I'm gonna say it for you. All y'all niggas are suckers. I'm saying it for you. Come at me. I dare you to come at me with. Man, them dudes are peons, man. Don't let these people affect you emotionally, man. Everybody in here, we rock with you. We down for you. We'll defend you, all that shit. But yeah, them cats are suckers, man. They been suckers. And I land my plane there.
Yeah, I appreciate you, brother. I definitely appreciate you, Black Pressure. I don't know today how that happened, man. Was somehow I was unfollowing you. I don't know how that happened, but I'm glad you brought that to my attention because I definitely.
Let me say this. Let me say this real quick. I'm sorry to cut you off. This is Twitter deactivated my old account. This is my new. You didn't unfollow me. This is my new account. So all the Black family, I'm trying to get all my followers back. All the people I used to rock with. So if you follow me, go to my page and follow me. I'll follow back. I'll land right there.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. It's all about Yahweh. Go ahead and unmute your mic, sister.
Thank you, Newstoter, for allowing me to speak. I just wanted to end on this to say that, like so many people mentioned, what you bring to the new Black media and to your audience every night, Monday through Thursday at least, is very informative, educational, powerful, inspirational. And me, myself, I have learned a lot just getting the chance to know you as an individual and also platform. So I just want to keep encouraging you to do what you do. I appreciate everything that you do every single day when you put out those 30 clips of news. I really am happy that you're doing what you're doing. And all of this is going to pass away, later. It is going to be something new is going to come up, but I just wanted to say that I'm really sorry that this has come to this, and I just hope that, at the end of the day, everybody continue to, keep focused because we are fighting for our reparations. We are fighting for our future. And I think that's the most important thing. So I want to end there and you have a good night. I'm going to land my plane there.
Thank you, sister. I appreciate it as always. And like I said, this is gonna stop. I mean, I'm gonna continue to put it out. Any day, every day, you're gonna see stuff about police brutality. You're gonna see stuff about Black business, education, news, politics, entertainment, lifestyle, culture. So it's not gonna stop, sister. Nobody's gonna stop. As long as I'm in good health, and I'm able to do it, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put it out. So this ain't gonna stop me in the least bit. Some people sitting up here hating and talking nonsense or whatever, that's not going to stop. So I'm going to continue to put the content out. I'm going to continue to put it out in a low and a huge amount as well, too. So y'all tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to load up or whatever, around by 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock. You'll start seeing tweets and stuff go out. So the content is going to keep coming. The content comes even on the weekend. You're still dropping 15, 20 articles on Saturday and Sunday. So it's not going to let up. It's not going to stop. You guys need to be connected with the actual Black-owned newspapers throughout the actual country, Black female bloggers, Black male bloggers, Black people just doing stuff. So it's not going to slow down. It's not going to stop. I'm not going to let some people sitting up here hating or whatever on this platform stop. It's taken too long. 5 years ago, I reached out to 500-600 businesses and personally, you know what I'm saying, ask them about curating their news. So before there was all these other this little nonsense going on in Twitter. Like I say, Newstoter didn't get no Twitter account back in June of 2022. Okay, 2017, over 80-some thousand tweets on this platform. So we can go ahead and please, I'm not even going to sit up here and like you say, after the night, I can't promise you that people taking cheap shots in the comment section that I ain't gonna lay into them, because I am gonna lay into them. But all of this other stuff right here, we gonna stick to the news. We gonna stick to the information, the content. We gonna because like the code is everything. The code is king. The content and the news itself is also the king or whatever. So we have a chance to actually, tell our own story. And even when I tweet stuff out that I don't agree, we as Black people have the right and have the chance to go out there and actually critique this information that's been told about us. And I don't care if it's from a Black-owned source or not that I'm curating news from. If it's nonsense, we in this space can sit up here and we can critique it and say, this article is nonsense. What the hell is the author talking about? So that's what it's about right here for me. Secret Sister, you got it.
I just want to say, this is one place that my husband is very comfortable with me being in, because as everybody know, I'm a hothead, and I can go off, and mostly everywhere else I am tripping, I'm flipping. But this is a place that I am calm, I'm relaxed. I love all of the male energy I get in here, because this is a place that I actually have found men. I don't know what it is, but it just gets under my skin. But I feel is a thing that gets to me. I love my 3 warriors that's sitting up in here, and the warriors that are all in my family. And I just want all of us to get along. And the reason I want us to, we got to get along, because y'all motherfuckers going to let me see my motherfucker here. Do y'all get it? Or else I'm coming to knock on somebody's door. Now, I am up here old as fuck, and if I can calm it down and get y'all check, and if I've been marching all these years for y'all, god damn it, y'all owe me something. Let me see some check with 6 and 7 numbers on it, and some land that I didn't have to purchase. Help me out. I love y'all.
Yeah, sister, I appreciate it. We got that love for you too as well. And you know that this is always your home and your spot when you want to come in here and you want to listen to some news or you want to just join the conversation. You already know how we do here. So always feel free to express yourself in the space here. Professor, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yes, I just want to say, one thing, y'all.
You there, Professor?
Yeah, okay, I'm here. I just want to say, a Secret Sister, by the way, we love you too. You already know that. We always love you. But I just want to say, y'all, Newstoter brings more than just the news, man. This man brings love, he brings passion, he brings care, he brings things to this that goes beyond just the news. So that's what's special to me. That's why I started following Newstoter, and it means a lot to me. I like listening to him. I like listening to Ray. I like listening to DJ. DJ be, he be funny as hell, but he bring it. You know what I'm saying? He got this firepower. He be spitting, And then, of course, then you got Aunt Lai. She come up in here. She do her thing. She be spitting this fire, And then, of course, Secret Sister, she always bring her fire. And then Black Native always bring her fire. So it's just certain people that I have connected to since I came back to Twitter in I think it was June I came back. I had been off for a while, y'all. I left this shit for a minute. Came back in June, and hey, y'all was the people that I was supposed to find, man. Black Native, Secret Sister, Newstoter, Ray, DJ. I've been finding so many people that's been talking about reparations, and I think that's our mission. I really believe that's the purpose that everybody has here, man. And Newstoter is helping us out, man. He's bringing us some news that we can send out to all our people to connect us, and we can all retweet it out to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. I mean, that's how you do it, man. That's Black community. That's Black community love. Now, it's not Black community love in a personal way per se, but it's Black community love through, well, I guess you could say through social media. That we share the love here. So, with that being said, Newstoter, we love you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Newstoter has even done sports. Sometimes he'll bring little extra things on the weekends for the sports for us men, because for you women you might not really get down with the college football stuff, but for us men, he'll bring it to us. We can sit back and laugh about our teams and talk about who's gonna win and who's not gonna win and who's losing and who just basically look like shit. Okay, that's what Newstoter means to us, man. That's camaraderie. That's what it's all about, camaraderie, everybody. So I spread the message of love, hope, peace, reparations to everybody in the space. That's what Newstoter does. He's not picking a side. And I don't pick a side. All I'm all about, man, is just making sure that we can go and get our reparations. That's the code, right? If you're really about the code, that means you're all about trying to go and get the money for our people. Because we all trying to come up because our people have been kept down. That's right. Our people have been kept down by white systemic racism. And so unless we come together, we can't win. Now, I'm not saying we all going to get along, but remember, y'all, other groups don't get along. They don't get along. But, man, if you notice, they would come together for a mission. Reparation is a mission for us. That's what we all trying to do. We got our kids. We got our families, wives, cousins. We got our ancestors that's leading the way. Now, remember, the ancestors is the code. That's the leadership right there, the ancestor. My grandmother just died last year, y'all, on my mom's side. My grandmother, 93 years old, man. It would have been great if we could have gotten reparations for her before she passed away. Okay? That's what I'm thinking about, man. I'm thinking about the code, which is my ancestors, my people before me. I hope you all are thinking about that. Now, with that being said, I land my plane. Everybody, I just say, let's just think about the most positive stuff for our people. Amen.
Definitely, brother. Definitely agree with what you said, and I definitely appreciate you as always, Professor. Black Pressure, go ahead and unmute your mic, brother.
Hey, I'm gonna say this about you too, News. I'm gonna give you your flowers too, man. I've been in a few different spaces on Twitter, and I'll say this: out of everybody that I rock with, I can say that you are definitely Illuminati to reptilian people to the small hats to the black people being from another planet, and I'm sitting there the whole time like, yeah, I know News is gonna jump in. Oh, so I was like, you got much more patience than I do, and like we say, that's why everybody rock with you, man. You're fair, you're patient. You don't allow no nonsense to go on in your room. You demand everybody to respect each other. And once again, that's like I say, that's why we rock with you. We're gonna continue to rock with you. And the second thing, I know we talked about this a while back, but I see your Seminoles cutting up in Tallahassee, man. I like what y'all doing out there, and I'm gonna land my plane.
Yeah, they doing a little something right now, brother. Hopefully they can keep it up so we hope that they can keep it rolling, but they're doing a little something. We're going to see this weekend. They got a big game coming up, so I'll let you know exactly after that game. I'll know if they kind of for real or not. FBA Nationalists, go ahead and unmute your mic, brother.
Yeah, how you doing, Newstoter? And shout out to the room. Yeah, I'm glad that y'all doing this space, letting everybody know about the new black media. Shout out to everybody, to the FBA family, the Black American family. I know that we under attack by the Cartel Pro and the agents. People try to masquerade themselves as activists for the community though, but they scams and shams though. But I'm glad that we finally waking up because they turn up the heat though too, because the Democratic Party they scared now too because they know the black grassroots has woken up, and we saying that if you can't do nothing for the black community, you ain't getting the black vote, because we've been voting for these people for the last 67 for the last 50, 60 years, and we haven't got nothing to return. That's all I gotta say, Newstoter.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you coming up into the space and whatnot. And definitely, like I say, man, we try to turn this heat up. I mean, daily on the content and whatnot. Like I say, like it's not much that we don't cover, don't talk about it, whatever. So we trying to turn it up, and we just trying to keep our people informed the best we can. Do I have every news story that's available in the world? Of course not. That's why so many of y'all hit me with DMs and like, hey, news, did you see this right here? Did you see this right here? And I'm appreciative. And just to let y'all know that in case I can't get back, like I get a lot of DMs and a lot of notifications and stuff like that. So sometimes it's really, really hard to connect with everybody. But that doesn't mean that I definitely don't appreciate you guys giving me the head up and informing me on stories and stuff that might not be on a Newstoter platform. So just for the people that in here that don't know, like Newstoter is the largest curator of black news a day in America. So I don't care how tired people get of hearing that. I'm going to keep saying it as well, too. The largest black-owned curator of news a day in America. FBA, go ahead and unmute your mic. You had another question you wanted to ask?
Yeah, and also I study all the black movements went on across America, like the Nation of Islam, the Black Panther Party, the original Black Panther Party, the new Black Panther Party. See, what the government do is that cartel, they will assassinate you fiscally, though. The fiscal assassination assassinate your character. Then is the actual physical assassination. So they attacking our brother Rizza Islam. They attacking our brother Tyree Nasheed, attacking our brother Professor Black Truth of Black Authorities, other independent black news outlets and resources, and attacking our leaders though, and our people that's in the black grassroots actually doing the work though. So yeah, we just want to be mindful, vigilant too, that the Cartel Pro is still in effect to this day.
Oh, you ain't lying about that, brother. And that's another thing where I tell people, like, I don't want to be on Front Street like that. Like, shout out to Tariq and all those brothers that go ahead and they lead the way and this and that. Like, I'm totally fine being a background type brother and just going ahead and supporting and finding my niche within the actual movement and supporting it that way, whatever. Like, if I could just be somebody that our people can come in and just stay up to date on news, I'm totally fine. I don't want to be no star, no celebrity. I don't want all of that. I don't want to be all out there like that. So shout out to people. Like, people look at what Tariq them doing and they think that it's easy and they want that. Like, I don't want that. I'm glad that we have people like that because we need people like that. But to me, I don't want all that attention. I never craved attention. I never was a child that needed attention and all that kind of stuff like that. I'm cool doing what I do. I enjoy doing what I do. I enjoy people say, oh, damn, I didn't know this was going on here. Yeah, check it out. Oh, wow, when did this happen? To me, that's more than satisfactory. Like I say, I don't need all that other stuff. Don't want all that other stuff. Don't want to be a celebrity. Don't want to be an entertainer. Don't want to be a huge personality. I'm fine doing what I do. I like what I do. You know what I'm saying? For the people that do it, much props to the Professor Black Truth and Tariq and Jason Black. When you get to that level and you black people and you sitting up here and you telling stuff how it is or whatever, there's so much scrutiny that those brothers have to go through that people don't know. You better believe that people constantly watching them and they don't give a damn either. And that's what I love about them too. Like, hey, they know they're being watched. They know people hating on them and whatnot. The powers of being whatnot, and they still doing what they do. So, like I say, everybody has a role to play in this thing right here. And there's more than enough roles for people to fit in or whatever. So I'm not hating on anybody. I don't care what anybody do, whatever. However you make your living, however your hobby, this and that, go ahead. More power to you. I salute you, whatever. I got my niche. I got what I like to do. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to try to do it to the best of my abilities, the way I've always been taught that if you're going to do something, you'll be the best at sweeping the floor. That's what I'm here to do. You know what I'm saying? No hate. I don't care what you do on your platform, this and that. Just when you start dragging me, know that we got a problem. Secret sister, you got it.
I do agree with the public. They do a public lynching, on your character, and just like Tariq and all of them, they have families, and they have families that they have to worry about, and they're out here doing work for the masses, for the people, and if nobody cannot respect them for that on its own, they are making films and things that can get most people murdered. You understand what I'm saying? They're telling us stuff that can get most people murdered. I have even now been put on that list, the Black extremists. But one thing everybody knows is fear is beneath me. I mean, I don't fear nobody. I've never feared anyone, and I never will fear anyone. And as long as I'm alive, I'm going to work for my people, because that is what my father asked me to do. And he is now gone. And we just lost my uncle. He was 124. We just lost him. And believe it or not, it was by a stray bullet. It wasn't by any, he was still healthy as a horse. But, it's sad that we have to constantly get together, because I've been on some YouTube platforms and I fought for our brother R. Kelly, and they dragging him, when if y'all only knew the truth of that, and if y'all only knew the truth of Bill Cosby, if y'all only knew the truth of, they are taking us down. And if we don't stick together right now, they have won. And I'm not one that deal with losing. You understand? This is why I try to say as much as I can without getting anyone hurt, because there ain't nobody gonna hurt me. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm impenetrable. So with that being said, I want to thank you, Newstoter, for taking the stance that you are, Ray, DJ, and giving us this news, because while we or everybody else is working on reparations, you guys keep us grounded on what else is going on. Because as we all know, they always like to put a fire over here so we all can look while they're over here doing something. So this is a way to let them see, damn, they're not that dumb. We have fully awakening, because we have this. But I have to ask you, Newstoter, I feel some kind of way. You have Saturdays for your little men. What do you have for women?
Well, now we did a couple football spaces, so we have. It's not like we do it every Saturday or whatever. So it was just, and the women invited to the football spaces. Like we don't say, well, no women allowed, because we had a couple sisters in that first football space. I think that space did something all together. Got like about 260 people end up coming to that space. Between actually live people and the people listen to the recording. So we would never say, because there's plenty of women that love football or whatever.
Oh, I love football. But what about women?
No sisters allowed.
What about
sister? No sisters allowed.
Oh, I come. I'll be there.
There's no women allowed. There's no women allowed. Sorry.
You know what? And so this is what I would ask of you. It's a lot of us women that would like to know, have a little half an hour space from you soldiers, you warriors, to tell us our beauty, our purpose, the thanks that we should get. Because a lot of women have low self-esteem. DJ, don't you stop. Oh gosh. See, I ain't got time for you. But there is a lot of women. I'm saying, coming around these parts, I see a lot of women with low self-esteem that could probably use, because we got some fine ass men, okay, period, within us. And yeah, it would be nice if we play matchmakers, or if we have like little game, a man-woman game, see how much y'all know about us as well as we know about you.
Hey, Newstoter, Secret Sister is a secret matchmaker, man. I'm going to tell you that. She is a secret matchmaker on here, man.
I am. I'm always trying to get my people to, because we need these babies.
Hey, I believe if some of the sisters, you Black Native, and some some of the sisters in here that could actually point us to that. And
you were helping me, like we can have like have some kind of game.
Secret sister. These men don't want to do nothing like that.
Well, that's why we make them.
What do y'all know? They probably know we like to shop and we like shoes. That's probably, they give their woman their credit card. They sit back and watch their football game, and they don't want to be bossy.
Right, but wrong? After that,
no, see, sister, don't do that now. Like,
Ray. No, Ray, you got that beautiful queen that's right there. Now, after we get done, because my husband do that too. Okay, here, don't hit on out the way. But when I come home, I done put up everything. I done had my fun with my little toys. Now, I want to just, like we need to teach some of these women and young men, I just found out that we have as young as like 20-year-olds. They don't realize that you don't have to penetrate to make love. They don't know stuff like that.
Hey, secret sister. We gonna get to that space. We have to do that space another time, sister.
This is why I said y'all do that football, and then we need to have a space on something like that. But we need to have it right here.
Are you talking about sex education? Is that what you're talking about?
I think everybody know how to do that.
I believe she is a Black Native. I think she is. She's talking about sex education.
She do it too.
Yeah, because everybody just runs around and they just think that everybody got to poke a bear, if you know what I mean. I'm saying it in a nice way, but that's not necessary. Women, we like simpler things than what y'all think. If we're doing dishes, you come up and kiss us on the neck. Do you know that take us through a whole day? When we're having a bad day, like y'all don't know simple things like that. Like I'm trying to, I'm gonna get my G card probably pulled, because I shouldn't be telling y'all men this, but it's simpler things. But because these women gonna be like, now why you tell them that they're not gonna give the credit card up? Give the credit card, because you don't want that headache. But I'm saying it's other stuff. Like some of these kids need sex education, because we need to have that, because we want them to know that this is the woman that you want to be with the rest of your life, kind of thing.
But sister, we'll definitely
think about it at least.
Because we're not going to be on much longer, so I wanted to get to a couple more people, but we'll definitely hit me in the back channel. We definitely can talk about that, okay?
As I said, y'all
let me get the princess real quick, because she had her hand up. Princess, go ahead and unmute your mic.
You know what I'm saying?
You there, Princess?
Yeah, I'm here. I thought someone else was talking, but I like how the conversation went a whole other avenue, so that's good. But I did want to report, bless your heart, Secret. I did want to report that
I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second, Sister DJ. I think your mic might be on.
My bad.
No problem. Go ahead, sister. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. I did I did want to report that our pull-up was absolutely successful in Southern California. It was beautiful. We had several spoken word artists, and we had a guy, his name was OG. He had a stand-up, one of those stand-up bass players. So he accompanied the spoken word artists. I did a speech myself on the history of Native Black Americans, past, present, and future. And we had a beautiful time. I will say that everyone did what they said they were going to do, and everyone put their hands to the plow, and we got it done. And it was beautiful, and I wish more people could have been there. But we do have videos and photos and things like that, and I would like to share those, so that people can see that we actually did have a beautiful time.
Yes, ma'am. I mean that's definitely you can definitely hit me in the back channel or whatever. And we can definitely we can actually put it on Newstoter and stuff like that. And I'm glad that you guys had a successful pull up and whatnot. So I mean, if you had you have photos you want to share, I can go ahead and I can upload it to Newstoter. If you have any articles, anything about the actual pull up or whatever, let me know as well too. We can go ahead and we can go ahead and put it up on the actual website as well too.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you very much, and I'm so glad that I finally got to meet you all.
Thank you, sister. And please, if you get a chance, Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe you're on the West Coast, so I know it'll be 5 o'clock for you. But if you get a chance, and even if you can't come in live, we record the space, so you can always catch the space here on Twitter. And most of the time, and you guys are going to be mad at me, but yesterday I forgot to go ahead and record that space with Judge Joe Brown. So I'm going to go ahead this weekend and go ahead probably Sunday and record that space. I'm going to upload that to Twitter as well too. So not to Twitter, but YouTube. But yeah, sister, if you can't catch it live, then you can always catch the recording. So a lot of our people, they have issues with the actual connection here on Twitter because there's always some crap going on, especially with the Newstoter space here. So you can definitely catch that recording. And like I say, whenever you want to come in and you just want to kick it and you just want to talk or whatever, strike up a conversation, get in, see what news is going down or whatever, we can definitely go ahead, and we love to have you in here. So, and definitely, like I say, go ahead and hit me up on the back channel. I know tomorrow I'll be pretty busy, but Saturday, Sunday, whatever, I can notice that, especially the weekends are a lot slower. I can go ahead and we can go ahead and put that on Newstoter if you have the photos or you have like I said, if you have any articles or whatever, definitely if you have any articles, I definitely would love that. So we can go ahead and put that on there, and then we can tweet it out and whatnot. So definitely let me know however you want to do it. And I'm here.
Hey, News. I just wanted to, before you go to Black Majority, I remember not too long ago, didn't you have a space about women's health not too long ago with, were you talking about things with hysterectomies and things like that nature?
Yeah, we had that space about fibroids and hysterectomies, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, we try to cover a array. We kind of, I don't want to say dummy it down because I don't want to insult. Anybody, but we just kind of scale.
Take all I can get. Like I said, me and my wife, we've been together since we were 17 years old, and we still have little things that we're still trying to work on. Been married 14, 15 years. So hey, any game that y'all willing to give us, I'm willing to accept it. So I'm gonna land right there.
Hey Ray, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you, cause Secret Sister, man. She's the secret matchmaker on Twitter, man. I want everybody to know that she will matchmake you. Tell it.
All right, she about to take Newstoter space is about to be BET and uncut.
Yeah, I know, right?
Let me give a quick shout out to Amaru just for your contribution on Cash App. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Black Majority State, come on up here, brother. I'm glad to have you up in the space. I know when you get a chance, you come up in here. So definitely glad. And give a shout out to the social and let everybody know Black Majority State, where they can go at. A black-owned social network, guys. Me, DJ, we have accounts over there. Secret Sister, a Black Nave. I know you said it. So everybody that's in the space, y'all go ahead. Black Majority, let them know how they can go ahead and they can create them an account and everything else on the.
It's in the Jumbotron. Get in the Jumbotron, y'all. Come up to the music page for sure. Come up to Newstoter page. Come on up to our own social platform where it's privately owned. But yeah, Black State, come on up, brother. Ooh,
hey,
everybody get right there to clap hand. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Build us our own website. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. I want to give support to Newstoter, because man, the space is a beautiful tool that can be used for very positive, productive things. And then sometimes it gets a little rocky, it gets a little messy. But I love the fact that Newstoter's on social, so I support Newstoter 100%. He's putting a lot of content onto social. And I'm actually working on social media, which you'll have to have a social account, but it will be these audio rooms. It'll have that capability, and it'll have the live streaming. So we want to have people who are social members that can then connect to that. And what we've been doing on our Saturday Spaces is we've been simulcasting on YouTube, and very soon we'll be simulcasting on social media in the audio room. So we encourage everybody to come on and jump on and join and see what it's like, see what it's about. It's built on Mighty Networks. The social media platform is built on something called Heartbeat. So so I just wanted to, give my shout out to Newstoter. I really do love your spaces. They are very informative. This is one of the first times I was allowed to sit in the space without the sound cutting out and it graying out. Because it just wouldn't let me stay in the space. But I'm just getting sick of it because I posted those constantly whenever they came across the timeline. So I think that was actually a really good thing, really positive thing. I'm kind of disappointed in what it has become over the last week, but all things blow over and people move on, and hopefully people can build upon what was done in those pull-ups. So I'll just end with that. Thank you so much, Newstoter.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Can I say one last thing? Stop calling them pull-ups, because they're trying to call us, and this is from a law enforcement, they're trying to say that we are a terrorist, group. So because they're doing that, we are not pulling up to anything. We are a rally. So let's all try to get that. And I think that's one thing that's probably a problem, is everybody, want to call it a pull up. But normally when we say we're going to pull up, you know what that means. And so does the government. So with that being said, just take that as a,
Yeah, we Secret Sister, you are right, because we need to understand Daily Mail UK put out that article yesterday about the armed black people, as they like to put it, and they were trying to make it seem like we was out there doing terrorist stuff. So we as Black American freedmen, we need to understand what they was doing with that story yesterday. I know everybody saw it. I don't even have to tell you about it. You saw it. It was out there. They showed the video of Black American people holding guns, and they tried to make it sound like or seem like that it was a terrorist group that was running loose or running wild out there. And that's not what they was doing. So I always have wondered about the name pull-ups, if that's a good name.
Rallies.
Professor, the piggyback off what you just said, because I'm gonna have to go to Newstoter and check it out, because black-owned sources. We also have black sources that curate themselves. That's on the platform that curate from other black-owned newspapers and stuff like that, as well as mainstream media sites. And Daily UK is one site that also they curate news from. So I'm gonna have to actually check the. I didn't get a chance to update the content tonight, but when I probably update it. Maybe I may update it after this space, or I may just wait till tomorrow, because hell, it still put out a lot of content and whatnot. But I'm gonna have to check that myself, because they curate from the Daily Mail and Daily Mail UK and a bunch. I mean, they curate from a lot of sources. So I'm gonna have to check that out as well, because I wouldn't be surprised in the next day or two. And sometimes their sources is maybe a day or two late after this stuff actually publishes. Maybe if not today, possibly Friday or Saturday. That could possibly even be on Newstoter. So I'm gonna need to take a look at that as well.
Standpoint, from me being with the government, that's how they're looking at us. You know, they are looking at us as a black extremist group, because that is what is being told. So I'm just saying, this is what the alphabet boys see us as. We have to change their mind, and it's a rally. That's why I'm saying it. I'm just coming from a legal standpoint.
Yes, ma'am. I've heard something about that too. Somebody mentioned that in one of the spaces. So that I think Tariq may have said something
I told
that.
Tariq to mention it, and nobody listened. Nobody
Yeah,
listened to him.
So yeah, you could be right. Like I say, and I'm gonna have to check when I update. When next time we actually update the actual content on that, like I say, because Daily Mail, and it's a bunch of different. That's one thing about news. So not only does it, you actually have a couple black curators on the actual site too, that actually have their own sources that curate news on the actual platform itself. So we get the black owned content from black sites, and we also have black owned sources that actually curate black owned and white major. You get CNN, you'll get Fox, you get all the other stuff on there as well too. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to take a look at that as well too. So thank you, Jess, for going ahead and mention that. Ray, DJ, you guys got anything that you want to go ahead and that you like to say? Let me. I see Ebony Queen is coming up real quick. Let's see if Ebony wants to go ahead and say something. How you doing, Ebony?
Go ahead.
Ebony, you want to say something real quick?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was just listening to. I'm mostly a listener, or try to be. And I'm like Black Majority. I'm neutral in all this. I hate all this foolishness and divisiveness over foolishness. But anyway, yeah, I was there. I listened to Tariq, and he said it several times. He made it very, very clear that we should start saying it's a rally and it's for our protection. So I heard that, it was very important that we stop saying that, because we put a target on ourselves. That's all I needed to say.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going, because they're going to bring in the military, and they're going to be hostile because they think that we are hostile. And considering the one that had the gun club, you know what I mean? So they picked the one with the gun club in it, and they are NRA backed. So, but they're not going to tell you that. And I just don't want none of my family to go out and get hurt over us asking for what we are owed.
Well, it's because the pull-ups have more of a you ever heard of the term 187? That's what law enforcement knows, 187. And a pull-up sounds like 187, which is, hey, we about to come pull up on you to do a 187, which is a drive-by. Just telling you how it is. That's the law enforcement code, and they like to use that.
If I could interject, Isn't Texas a right to bear arms state though?
Yes, Texas constitutional carry. Yes.
So,
but
I mean,
they still can. If it's a hostile situation, they can still, like, if we pull up and we have the gun club with us and stuff like that, they, like you always notice, they always pull up with their military, and of course the military come in hostile. They're not going to come like that.
It's sad that I've seen. Well, white people can do whatever they want in this country because they make the laws. But we've seen repeated, white, even white supremacist group with, rifles and and that was a gun club. You know what I'm saying? So they're legal, but yeah, they'll make some bullshit up when it comes to us. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I just wanted to find out if Texas, because I know everybody in Texas has guns, like everybody knows. So I just wanted to find that information out. That's it.
No problem, sister. Thank you. Ray, you got something you want to add?
No, in the words of our good brother DJ, I think we all agree to agree. So I'm about to steal your catchphrase tonight, DJ. But I just want to tell you, bro, just stay encouraged because I've been in spaces with you when it was just me, you, and 3 or 4 other people, and I've also been in spaces where we had 200-300 people. So I'm gonna be here with you, man. Anything I can do, just let me know, bro. I'm down with you. I think that's it. I'm not gonna talk y'all ear off tonight. Thank y'all for coming out. Can't wait to hear what the next one's gonna be, man. Because it's always a good conversation, man. I love having these spaces with y'all, man. It's just like you said, man. It's just the bullshit. You get sick of the dumb shit. And I hate to cuss, but it really is that. You just get sick of it, man. Like, come on, like leave people's families alone. This is Twitter. We're trying to build. You know what I'm saying? Like this. Since we've gotten here, like I said, he built his platform. DJ and Black Majority State are actually trying to start our own social media, which is social. Like we're trying to actually do something positive, and then we got people coming in with the bullshit. I'm glad he addressed it because this shit needed to be addressed tonight. I'm glad everybody got everything they need off their chest. Because, like he said, if they want to come in here and say and doing little dumb shit like that, say what you gotta say. If you feel some type of way, go ahead and say it. But I'm land on that, y'all. Hey, y'all have a great weekend, man. Y'all stay safe, man.
All right, Ray, as always, I love having you up in here. I know before you used to just be a speaker and whatnot, got you in the co-host role, and definitely, like you say, from the beginning of the spaces and whatnot. And this is the man that's responsible for Judge Joe being in the Twitter spaces all that time. This brother, he's always supported and believed in the actual platform, and not just him on Twitter, but actually Newstoter.com as well, too. So always much respect and love to Ray as always. DJ, I know you out and about and working and whatnot. You available to drop a comment?
Yeah, if you give me about 2 minutes.
Okay.
At the most.
No problem. Yes, sir.
I just want to add something in right quick, man. Look, for everybody in this space, Ray, DJ, Newstoter, Black Majority, these brothers are the ones that I follow, man, for the most part. Since I've been back on Twitter, back in the spaces, these are the guys that I follow because I look for positivity. Because I'm just not about following a group. I'm not about following a tribe or anything like that. I just like to get information. I like to follow people that's going to spread positivity and not be on here trying to cause drama. That's why these brothers are going to continue to rise, and they're going to rise to to wherever they need to go, man, because positivity leads to more positivity, leads to more blessings, and that's where these brothers are going to go with everything that they're trying to do. So I'm very appreciative that since I've been back, that I got the chance to meet some brothers on here that's trying to spread great news about what we're doing in our community. There's some negative stuff that goes on in our community. We know that. But these brothers let us know about all the positivity that's going on in the community, and they also let us know about the negativity that's going on in the community. So with that being said, much shout out to Black Majority, Newstoter, Ray, DJ, of course out there to Sister Antline. I think she dropped out of the space. Secret sisters that's out there. I think I finally got a chance to meet the new sister Princess. Goddess, she always out there.
Yes, sir. I'm in 100 agree. 100% in agreement with you there, Professor. And like I say,
come up, and I said this in another space earlier, for therapeutic reasons. People come on these spaces. Most people, I hopefully come here to gain knowledge, learn something new, because everybody up here has a viewpoint, and everybody up here can teach somebody something. Everybody doesn't know everything. So I appreciate that you do what you do, and you are always positive. Seriously, you are very patient. Because I remember when the white supremacists, the trolls started coming in here, and you gave them a shot. You was respectful, and I went off a little bit, but I respect that, and I respect Ray. He's mad cool. DJ, he's mad cool. He's funny, and he's very intellectual. He knows about the electronics and how to help you fix your iPhone. He was trying to help me, and I just want to say, like, we need this type of space, because a lot of times there's so much anarchy, fussing and fighting, and this is a peaceful space, and I that's why I like it. You know what I'm saying? So just keep doing what you're doing. Let the haters hate. And that's all I can say about that. And I'm going to land on that. Peace to everybody in the room.
thank you, sister. I like the little mellow flow of how the room goes and stuff like that. And I know, like I say, sometimes we have a good conversation. Sometimes everybody, gets heated what you do in the conversation. But for the most part, we try to keep it respectful in here. And I definitely, like I always say, I love to hear the sister's point of view as well, too. I hear the brothers, and sometimes it depends on the space. Sometimes the women, they dominate the spaces, and sometimes the brothers, and sometimes you have just an equal flow. So, I definitely enjoy that back and forth, and I like to hit different sides of an argument as well too. And like I say, just please y'all, just keep supporting and whatnot. And I appreciate everybody that's in the space and whatnot. DJ, you got it.
Turn right on Northside Avenue, then turn right onto North Broad Street. Getting this coin, you know what I'm saying? Word up. But at the end of the day, basically, we'll say this, man. Turn right onto North Broad Street. Turn this down. So basically, make a long story short, if you want something done right, do it yourself, man. You know what I mean? So for those that don't understand the title in the room, everybody up here should be doing media, yo. The whole purpose of your phone is for you to record and edit and put out content. You feel what I'm saying? Don't just use your phone. Hey, what's up, son? Hey, what's up, daughter? What's going on today, cuz? And hang up and then go on Facebook and hit a bunch of likes and hit the Instagram and hit a bunch of likes. Nah, you should be doing your own thing. So if anybody is worried about what somebody else should be doing, hey, man, where's your body of work at? Because everybody can't be at the same place at the same time. Like Sister Black Native said, I've been doing this for 30 years, and I know a bunch of other folks that's been doing content for a long-ass time like Tariq. So nobody even got anything negative to say about that, brother. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real. He put a lot of us on the game that motherfuckers never knew in. You could have went to the library and found the same shit, but he put it together. You feel what I'm saying? So give these cats some credit. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, shout out to Newstoter. Shout out to Bro Black State Majority. Shout out to Ray right here and shit. We bringing our peoples up to speed. Shout out to On Lago. Get on. Allah book, the book allegedly. And as far as, in vernacular English. You see what I'm saying? So what you gonna say about that? You know what I mean? It's really that simple. So ain't nobody going to jail for that shit. You know what I mean? We say pull up, motherfucker. And if motherfuckers know what it is when it's on, yeah, it's on. Pull up to the fucking. Who did what? And if you want to feel like you did all the damn work, get the fuck out of here with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a job to play. A lot of y'all jobs right now is just really being an Indian. We trying to work you up to be a chief, yo. You feel what I'm saying? And that's real shit. And I'll land there because the brother dropped me and I'm smoking. So you already know. Newstoter. You pull up the Newstoter.
Oh boy. Hey, once again, y'all, thank y'all again for coming out tonight. This wasn't a normal Twitter space for us, but it needed to be said. I had to go ahead. I had enough of all this nonsense that was going around or whatever. I know people going to have a response and they want to say this or that or whatever. I'm going to let this Twitter space be that. I will, like I say, I will go through them in the comments, though, because I know they'll come back. So I will go in on the comments. I'm not going to promise you. It might not be another Twitter space about this, but if you up here posting smart stuff on the comments or whatever, I will run you through. So just giving everybody a heads up, so you can go ahead and post that slick stuff. And I had to go ahead yesterday, and I had a couple of that I went through so bad. One of them banned me or whatever, so that blocked me. So that's cool or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna get back to the content and everything that you guys. There's so many different stories and topics that we need to cover and stuff like that. We're not gonna let this stuff distract us and whatnot. Let everybody else hold their spaces the way they want to hold it. We got the content and information that needs to be shared with the people, and that's what we plan to do. DJ, I see you got your hand back up.
Yeah, you thought we was turned up now? We about to go fucking full tilt on everybody. Let's get it, man.
Right. And what's crazy is you gave them a platform like, hey, if y'all got something you need to get off your chest, come say it. But then they go talking slick. I know you're trying to get up out of here, brother. I just wanted to definitely make sure I said that, man, because it's just so unnecessary. Like, we're trying to build. Leave us alone. If you don't like Newstoter, I'm sorry. If you don't like the way things are done, the way he runs it, start your own. And if you talk about something real good, should I come support it? I ain't got no problem. I'm not asking me to co-host. I come in there, listen, add my little 2 cents, and keep it pushing. I don't mind. I want to support our people any way I can because I love us. I land there.
Hey, all I gotta say is, yo, we the new Harlem Heat. You mad, nigga? I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk. I see my man, Insane Optimist. Insane Optimist is always dropping knowledge too. So, Insane, you want to go ahead and say something?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
Thanks for holding this. Hello. It's just a ball of confusion. And I was listening to Princess speak earlier about her attempts to establish some sort of media with more established outlets. And I just want to add into this whole conversation that I personally know of someone who did establish a contact with a public access channel. For those of you who don't know what public access is, that's community television. The cable companies Congress mandated that the cable companies set aside training programs so that people could produce their own shows. And some of those shows are successful. Some of you have seen those kind of corny gospel shows on TV. Well, there are other shows that fall into that vein. And I know someone who personally reached out to a very good show that has a promo by Nick Cannon as well, who personally reached out to that show and informed the gentleman about what was going to happen in his city regarding one of these events. He was very interested, knew all about the reparations discussion and the other things that were on hand. And when it was taken back to the source, to some of the more prominent people, they turned that potential for exposure down. So what I've been trying to figure out is how do you turn down exposure in one place and then get upset because someone else didn't give you that exposure. For me, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because you really can't pick and choose where you get your exposure from. So this whole conversation is real weird, really very crazy, coming out of what was, for all practical purposes, a rather successful gathering of people. So again, these are some things that I know that personally happened, and I just want to introduce that so people can fully appreciate the nonsensical perspectives of this whole entire conversation, attempting to blame people in the black media for not giving exposure. So some exposure, the potential for some exposure was floated, and that was turned down. I know this for a fact. So I just wanted to add that piece to this conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And that's how you drop knowledge, and that's how we're gonna close it out. So I wasn't gonna say anything because Insane, he dropped that DM to me. So I wasn't gonna say it. I asked the brother to come up and say anything about it, but I appreciate you coming up here and actually saying that. Just so people don't think that we're crazy and we're making all this stuff up or whatever, we're picking on somebody, or we're the ops and all this ignorant stuff that people like to come up with nowadays and stuff like that. So I appreciate you saying also somebody who also supports the platform as well too. So thank you, brother, for just sharing that little tidbit for folks so they can know or whatever. And like as always, like I say, I want to just thank you guys for coming out and speaking and listening and always supporting the content and whatnot. So like I said, get over there to social too, y'all. Let's start our own thing up. There's strength in numbers. That is one of the truest sayings of all time. There is strength in numbers. And if we really want to start flexing some muscle, we need to go ahead and start, uniting those that want to. We can't, like I said, let's stop this dream that we're all gonna sit and we all 40 some odd million or 50 some million, how many of black people in this country, we all that's nonsense. We're all not gonna come together. But for those that want to build, then let's build. So once again, I thank everybody for coming to the space tonight. You guys know Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we do our spaces. Sometimes we'll throw a special one on Sunday night or whatever. So I'm not sure if we're going to do anything this Sunday night, but if we do, you guys know I'll go ahead and I'll tweet it out just to let you guys know and whatnot. But once again, I appreciate everybody that's in this space. That's a regular. Those, like I say, who can't make it live, always catch the recording, and appreciate you so much. And we'll see you then. You guys have a good night.
Hey, Tyler, let it rock for like one more minute. Get in the Jumbotron, y'all. There's a lot of information in there.
It out as well too, so that people can know, man. And
it's just in the Jumbotron as well, though. But yeah, go ahead, y'all. One love.
Yeah, we're gonna catch up with y'all later on. Y'all have a good night.